if you come to see me for a wellness exam, that actually is a misnomer. An annual wellness exam, by all intents and purposes, covered by insurance, is not really a wellness exam. It's a disease management exam, and I feel bad because most people that I have to see, I think they come in thinking I'm going to scold them because they're not keeping up with their nutrition, their weight, their exercise, and that's okay, but I have to really stop the damage. And for a select few, I'll have some warriors that I think are boring, and I'll tell them, you know, I got nothing to tell you. Continue. See you in a year to 2 years. But for the majority of patients that come in, it's an annual scolding. Sorry. But I think the integrative medicine approach is what I really want to embrace from this point forward. And unfortunately, it's not covered by insurance. So I think there's enough doctors that do annual wellness exams. So I'm going to branch out, hopefully the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, with a lifestyle coaching exam. And if it happens to be reimbursable by your insurance, good for you. But unfortunately, if I take that, if I try to take insurance and guide you, I'm limited to 15 to 20 minutes. Impossible to come up with a good plan of action unless you want me to be really anxious and slurring my words and getting out bullet points within 20 minutes, and that makes people anxious. So it makes me anxious. It's not a good, and I'll skip things or forget things, or I won't have time to interpret. So my summit is going to be something that I have to hold myself accountable to. And when I ask you, my patients, my clients, to be accountable, I'll give you a small summit, but I'll also give you a big summit. I think a big summit every decade would be important, and small summits, the daisy chain too, that big one, keeps you accountable while you're not in to see me. No question, see me for lifestyle coaching. If it's not covered by insurance, it'll cost you, but if you can see me intermittently, I'll be the head coach, and you follow up with your whatever's covered by insurance wellness exam docs, I think that's fair. And then with me, I'll have other small coaches to fine-tune nutrition, exercise, mindful practice, positive sleep, and other problems that we come across that we have to put band-aids on to get you to be disease-free and less suffering. So talk about changing plans and summits. I'm at 12,509 feet and still got to get up there, but I don't want to get gassed. So shortness of breath, chest pain. Man, I just see a banana over there. That's terrible. You know, even if it's a natural or organic material, you're going to have animals that eat that stuff that aren't ready for it. So whatever you do when you go into a park, take it out with you. So changing on the fly, even though I said 1,000, every 1,000 I'll film something, in this case I have to slow down because the incline is getting tighter, and having a fast heart rate in this temperature might get you sweaty and or dehydrated, faster breath, faster heart rate, faster temperature. We don't want that. So just like my guys who come in and gals who come in every so often, if I find some of my warriors are doing well with lifestyle change, but something comes in the way, how dare it? Something like a death or an illness, that's what we have to do. We have to reprogram. Don't feel bad, but we have to reset or recalibrate our goals so we can still make an attainable summit, the small ones and the big ones. So I got to 13,000 and I'm going to take my mandatory break. So mandatory break doesn't have to be mandatory. I just have to delineate when do I stop and when do I rehydrate. So the options are always variable. It's just a goal to keep in mind, and the goals will probably change every once in a while. You know, the target's always going to be a moving target as far as how to be successful, and depending on how deep you are or how mired down your disease process is, we might have a lot of leeway, or it might be impending bypass. So we really have to, everybody's a little different. Templates always have to be constructed, but that's the job of a life coach. So the doctors, your doctor, is important to keep you out of harm's way and give you guidance, but I really think that Western medicine's so impotent. Short of that, which is really cool, major trauma, cancer, short of those things, we fall off the edge as far as giving healthy lifestyle changes. Nutrition, calming practice, the value of sleep, I think exercise, I think it's all mediocre information given by your doctor. That's why I think it's nice to have a team. Doctor, to make sure that you got a big Band-Aid, and then coaching team for life coaching to make sure that you don't need the Band-Aids. So depending on where you are in the timeline, we might add or subtract and give you goals. So I'm going to continue up there somewhere as soon as I'm done rehydrating and refueling.
Telling you that don't ever let your belief systems tell you that you can't do anything. I think that even for my terminal cancer survivors, there's always a way. So whether you suffer from cancer, or you just have symptoms from multiple diseases, or you just have remorse or sorrow, there's always a way out. And sometimes you just need a good guide. A doctor is supposed to help you make sure that you're not in harm's way, but I think lifestyle coaches are important because we can have one foot in the medical community and make sure you're safe. We can also have another foot in the alternative medicine community and make sure that you are maximized to be successful. It's a tragedy when I hear people say, my doctor said there's nothing else I can do. Or my doctor said, I'm good, and then I see that they're massively overweight, they have multiple medical problems, and they just aren't happy. So if you don't know what your destiny is going to be, seek out a life coach. Make sure you have a doctor, make sure that you're safe. Then if everything's cool, seek out a life coach that's well versed with what to do and how to get you out of the crap. This summit is my second summit. It's Mount Sherman, 14,000 something feet. So this is where I am right now. That's one end, and this is at the top of Mount Sherman. I am standing right here on the top of Mount Sherman. I gotta go back into shelter because I don't think you can hear me, but I mean, this is awesome. And I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could do Everest. I'm going to. I'm going to try. At least trying is one thing. So I always say you have to have a summit. If you don't have a summit, come to me and I'll give you a couple of ideas of where you should be going. If you're young, cool. If you're old, that's cool too. There's always some other way or some other destiny that you'd keep in your heart, and it keeps you driving for the next day. Sometimes if you're young and you want to say, I want to get to 80, that summit's a little bit too tough. You might have to break it up into smaller summits and have a negotiable or tangible success rate and get that dopamine response. I did a video on dopamine, so check that out. Again, it's always a matter of changing belief systems so that you're not in a rut, and then you can move to the next summit. So hopefully this serves you, and honestly, if anything, check out my website, Herbal 411, Lifestyle Change, and if you think that no one's listening to you, I will listen. I mean, if anything, I didn't believe I could do this, and I broke the record. I broke my belief system. So I believe in you, and I trust that there's always a way. So don't worry if all else fails. Come to me, reach out to me. I'll give you an idea too. I'll tell you if somebody else says there's no way, I'll say there's another way to think about a different summit maybe. So check out my website, subscribe to my videos. I'm on a new quantum shift now, so what I thought was a dead end is not a dead end. It only took a community of healers, my coaches, to tell me, show me another way. So hopefully I can give that back to you. If you have any comments, put them down below. let me hear your summits. It doesn't have to be a mountain. It might just be conquering, getting through chemotherapy, controlling fibromyalgia, controlling your mood, falling in love again after some tragedy. So I'm here for you, and so is the rest of my community. Hang in there. I'll talk to you later.